Okay, welcome back to Business Owners Speak. Today I'm thrilled to have with us Chris Klaus with GuidePoint PEO. Chris, how are you today?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm doing quite well, thank you. Really appreciate you taking the time to be with us today, like we do with everybody. If you could start out with tell us a little bit about you and the business.
Yeah, I've been a data scientist, data analyst, data engineer for a couple decades. And with the creation of Gen AI in the last year or so, I saw how that was growing and decided to switch to launching a startup that was AI first focused. Um, and our business model is around affiliate marketing and e-commerce.
Interesting. Okay, so as a data, did you say scientist or engineer? I heard both in my head.
Oh,
Okay. What kind of positions did that career entail prior to the business?
That's kind of funny. Right prior to the business, I was with a SaaS vendor. So Talend, which is a data engineering platform, and they were acquired by Click, which is a analytics platform. So I was a director of enterprise data analytics, monitoring the business for Talend. And before that, I was pre-sales. So meeting with hundreds of customers, showing them how the tools worked and a vision for how it could fit in their system.
Okay, and so you're working along, things are probably going fine, the world starts to change a little bit. What kind of pushed you over the edge to say, yep, now's the time, I'm going to take this leap?
To be honest, Click acquired Talend. 30% of the staff were laid off, 800 people. I was among that 30%. And so it was either find another position or take that time to launch a startup.
And how has the launch been going? And how long ago did that launch start?
It was back in August. And so it's been going almost 2 quarters now. Yeah. And some parts of it have been better than I could imagine, and other parts are going slower than I hoped, which is probably natural for any startup.
That's a really good slogan. Better than I imagined, and some slower than I'd hoped. That's because that's kind of crystallizes what it's like, especially at the beginning. So, tell us what GuidePoint does.
So we have a couple different sites. In fact, let me show them to you real quick. We've got PEO Company. So it's an affiliate marketing website that produces articles, blog articles that are about professional employment organizations, employer organizations. And so this image, for example, is AI developed. The articles we have subject matter experts. They'll review this, they'll have the initial idea, but a lot of this text, the straw man for it, is generated out of AI. And so AI develops the base, then our SME comes in, cleans it up, removes any hallucination, adds some more ideas, and our marketing content expert then brushes it up for publication.
Okay.
And then we have other verticals like Pet Care Insider, where same kind of idea. We've got articles about pets, cats and dogs. But since we were making all these AI images, well, let's go ahead and take AI images like these. So I do a hobby of Zentangle, drawing images for relaxation. I gave that to Adobe Firefly and said, well, create me a Cocker Spaniel, create me a Siamese cat,
Huh.
and threw those on print-on-demand products. And so in 2 days, I had 200 products.
Oh, wow. For sale?
Yeah.
Interesting.
So that part's the exciting part, is to be able to leverage AI. When we were doing the articles, from my experience, I did lead development, 25,000 sites for Monster in the past. And one of my co-founders, he's a content marketing editor, and he's worked with SMEs before. 2,000 word article, probably a day or two working with the SME and everything. we've got those articles down to 2-3 hours. And creating 200 products, 2 days is a fraction of the time.
That's amazing. So I'm curious, why start with PEO and pets?
Just different co-founders had different hobbies that we were interested in. And really, the vertical wasn't the focus of the company as much as how can we leverage AI to make articles, to make products, and to streamline the process.
Right. So tell me what, as you're kind of building that out, what does your ideal customer look like? Who's your target? Who are you trying to find?
Depending upon the vertical, if it's the PEO company, we're looking for small to medium-sized business owners who are interested in, hey, I want to have my HR taken over by a PEO company. What are things I should consider? And they'll read our articles, and we'll have affiliate marketing ads in those articles for those some of those PEOs.
Mm-hmm.
Or if it's the pet care insiders, likewise, we'll have these ads, and then there'll be affiliate ads in the articles of, oh, you're thinking about, I need a kit for pet care emergency kit. Now, the emergency kit you have for humans different than for a dog or a cat. Where do I get these products? Oh, there's links off to those.
Right. Okay. Then are you anticipating many more verticals as you go?
Yeah, in fact, we're already talking about some kind of a couple different verticals, possibly one about nature. So we all take vacations. We've got great photography of our trips, using those as the basis to start a blog site about travel. Or some of us do yoga, maybe one more centered around the yoga kind of activities or something along those lines.
Okay. Got it. And walk us through how you monetize the AI. So what you have listed on those two sites, talk to us how the transaction works and how you monetized it.
Yeah. So let me bring one of those sites back up,
Sure.
and I'll bring up an article. Let's see. Here's one about estate planning. And
And
oh,
your pet.
this one I don't think I've got an ad in. This one we do though. Right here is an example where we've got an ad. So these ads, we don't go chase after our advertisers. We work with affiliate marketing networks. So they're a middleman for connecting the affiliates and the advertisers. So we go to one of those affiliate marketing networks. We see hundreds of companies looking for advertisers. We pick the ones that out of that list that are about pets. And we say, okay, that works for us for this one. And then we do the same kind of work with the PEO companies. And so then we'll have ads in these articles. Or we should.
Yeah, yeah. I understand. And
Well,
okay.
we do have ads in some of them. It looks
Sure.
like the last couple that escaped without ads.
So, Chris, tell us what's the makeup and the structure of your team?
So I'm more of a IT person, data person. So I go ahead and set up our Azure platform, our WordPress, the tools that integrate with those affiliate marketing platforms, things along those lines. We've got a Paul Niehaus, who's a content marketing expert. He'll go ahead and take the articles, whether they're pet or PEO focused, and brush them up and clean them up for production release, adding SEO and things along those lines. And then we've got Mark Berger, who is he's a CPA from history, but he had a bunch of PEO sites and knowledge of the PEO industry. So he produces, in collaboration with AIs, these PEO articles. And then all three of us have pets. And so we all create pet articles.
Okay. And what are some of the AI tools that you're using to create all this?
We use ChatGTP, and then we've customized some of the ChatGTPs to go ahead and be focused on our industries, our verticals. And then we also use Claude because we find it has more of a softer, more human sound to it. We're working on integrating Azure's OpenAI services, which are the same technology as ChatGTP, just Microsoft's version of it. But that's something where we can then integrate those APIs right into our WordPress is the goal.
And will each of those verticals have their own website and their own location? Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, in fact, they probably will have multiple websites so that you have an affiliate marketing network. So if you have, let's say, 9 or 10 PEO focused sites, one of them might be focused on C-level interest in this, another might be focused on HR staff's interest in this area, and they'll reference each other. So you get these backlinks.
Google likes those backlinks.
Yep.
All right. So, 5 years ago, this business probably wouldn't have existed, right? Because the AI wasn't what it is now. And so for you, your team that's somewhat on the leading edge of it, what do you see as ways that other business owners can leverage AI, to create efficiency, right? And to really change the way they do their work. Do you have some advice you'd give other business owners on AI use?
Yeah, in fact, I've had sessions with some other owners where I've given them training on using Gen AI. My first is to start to try to use it almost everywhere. And by everywhere, I mean our business plan. We handed over from the Small Business Association an outline of what a business plan should look like. We gave a few bullets of what we were thinking, and then said to the AI, hey, flesh this out. Within a weekend, we had a 20-page business plan. Later on, we were looking at operating agreement, so the legal documentation for that. Well, the three of us aren't lawyers. Hey, ChatGPT, take on the role of a lawyer.
Right.
Review this documentation, review our business plan. What modifications should we make? And it made modifications. When we finished where we were happy, we did give it to a lawyer. Amusingly, the parts that they went ahead and changed weren't the parts that AI made. It was part of the boilerplate that we had.
Right.
Ideas for marketing campaigns. It's like even division of projects, the roles. It's like we've taken the profiles from all three of the co-founders and the business plan and then said, hey, what would be the natural division of roles in our company between the three of us given this business plan? Man, the AI came back and said, oh, here's how you could split this up.
Interesting. It even did some thinking for you.
Does a lot of thinking for you. The caveat, though, is you always need someone to review it.
Yeah.
It's going to hallucinate, but it will give you something to work off of. It's much easier to work off a straw man than to start from scratch.
Yep. No doubt. No doubt. As that cursor just blinks at you on the screen, waiting for you to input and type something, might as well just use that time to input into ChatGPT and see what it can produce.
Yeah. And so the sooner you can start, even if it's small, it's like that habit starts to become ingrained, and then you start to see large increases in productivity.
Yeah. And then the question is, what do you do with that extra time?
Yeah, it's one of those. It's like, since I was data engineering, it's like low code, no code data engineering tools and stuff like that. It's like you'd come and you'd sell them, oh, you should use this for your data engineers. Then it frees up their time and they can be doing other things. It comes back to, well, what are those other things? Is it really other things? As a startup, if it, like you were saying, if it was 5 years ago, we wouldn't have been using AI like this. We would have had to have a team. Instead, we're 2 quarters in, and we've been able to scale our 3 co-founders and haven't had to have a team or any consultants yet.
Yeah, your team is AI,
Yeah.
right? And that, that's interesting because everyone knows it's out there and it exists, but the ability to utilize it, to your advantage, that's a whole different kind of, tweak.
Yeah. And there's a short period of time, I think, where it isn't mainstream yet.
Yeah.
And when you're competing with other businesses, other affiliate marketing businesses, in my example, it's like I can do things cheaper and faster because of this. And that's going to be true in any industry.
Yeah.
It's like if you're the first adopter of this, you're going to be cheaper and faster.
And so what do you think is coming next?
The next will be AI agents. So right now, you prompt the AI and say, here's my question, or here's what I want you to help me with. Instead, the next will be, oh, take on this role and just keep on acting this role. And as things come in, take care of them.
Right. Woo. Well, those people out there that don't enjoy managing other people are loving to hear that, I'm sure, because you can kind of create your own person, for lack of a
Yeah.
term. Yeah.
And a lot of it is when you're, even right now, when you're interacting with ChatGPT or Claude or Firefly or other AIs, it's almost like you're managing. You go ahead and give it a task. It comes back, you review as a manager would, and you're saying, yes, no, go redo this part.
Right. Yeah. Make me sound smarter. I don't sound smart enough.
Yep.
All right. So Chris, because you're only a couple of quarters in, as you think through, or as maybe you've used ChatGPT to help build out, 5, 10 year long-term visions for the business, where do you land on that? Where do you think you're going to go?
Well, we're anticipating for even just the PEO space, we'll have 10, 11 websites. Right now, we've got 2. We're about to start up a third. And then we'll have multiple verticals. Right now, we've got 2 verticals, but start to spread those out. And with my past experience, when I was running a ton of websites for Monster doing affiliate marketing, a small team of 4 data or engineers and 2 business people, we were bringing in 13 million a year.
Wow.
So there's a lot of money to be had in affiliate marketing. So, but it's a slow growth business. It's like, it's all about traffic. So right now we've got almost a dozen advertisers for our sites. And we see a little bit of advertising revenue coming in and a small amount of traffic. As that traffic scales, we know the revenue will scale.
Okay. All about traffic, and traffic takes time.
Yep.
Yep. Well, Chris, really enjoyed the time, and very interesting business that we'll certainly keep an eye on. And good for you for being out in front on this. And we thank you for taking the time today, and we wish you the best of luck. The business is GuidePoint PEO. Chris Klaus, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
You bet.